Hey everybody, this is Sam with West Virginia Overtime, and I know a lot of you are thinking, why did this show up in my podcast feed or on my Facebook page or on my Twitter? We're not having sports in West Virginia. What in the world is Sam doing? Well, from talking to a couple coaches, a parent, and a player, I realized that a lot of times when I retweet stuff on Twitter, it is not showing up on you guys' feed if you don't scroll down far enough, or that a lot of times it's not showing up in your Facebook news feed, and you guys haven't been coming to the West Virginia Overtime Facebook page. So through talking to some people yesterday, I do a news and updates broadcast for one of my other podcasts every so often. And I thought, man, I can do that for West Virginia Overtime. So I am hoping that you are at lunch or on your way home, or maybe you're on your drive to somewhere. I am hoping to make this worth your while for you to listen to and be talking about a lot of things that you guys are interested in. We're going to talk about some workouts that have been posted and are available, some webinars, some free clinics that are coming up, just some things that are getting posted for you guys to become better parents, helping your kids, better parents that are coaches, or just better coaches, period. Players, yes, you can listen to this podcast. I definitely don't care. And we will be talking about some workouts that have been posted for you guys. However, I want to caution you that you should always do the workout that your coach gives you and talks to you about. Don't ever replace a workout without talking to him or her first. If one of the workouts that you see posted on West Virginia Overtime looks cool, or it looks like something that would be better for you because some of them are at-home workouts instead of you going to a gym, then by all means, just contact your coach and make sure it's okay. I'm going to go through this really quick. WV Overtime on Facebook and Twitter. You guys can hit me up. Yes, we are on Instagram, but it's mostly motivational quotes. And you guys can write me at any time to wvovertime@gmail.com. Or if you're on Facebook, you can message me through Messenger. But let's get started. And since we were just now talking about the players, I want to talk about a post that was put up, I believe it was between March 14th and March 15th. It was right after we found out that school was going to be closed and that they were going to require a lot of students to try to do some online classes. I put up a post from it got retweeted to me, but the original post was from a student that goes to an Ivy League, and it was tips on taking online classes. Coaches and parents, you may want to read through that, pass that along to your children or your players. Players, you may want to read it. It's got such simple things on there that we think everybody knows, such as don't work on your bed. Go somewhere where there's a flat surface, whether it's a table or a desk, kitchen table, bar, whatever. Make sure that you are not working on your bed. You have a tendency to get distracted or want to go to sleep. If your teacher posts a lecture, then you need to be actively taking notes, writing down questions that you want to email, or if your teacher is having a chat function, a question and answer period that you can type in there and ask. It's got a little bit of helpful hints. It's got some websites that you can go on there, especially math websites to help. And it's just got a lot of different information in it for that particular post. So I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to that. Also wanted to make sure that everybody knows, I'm sure a lot of you saw it in the paper or you saw it on Metro News, but in case you don't know, SSAC Executive Director Bernie Dolan said everything right now is still suspended at this time. It's not canceled. Everything is halted until April 10th and will be evaluated the week of April 6th. Now, come on, we all know that if this goes another week to 2 weeks, which we're pretty sure it's going to, that the regional AA boys regionals and the boys and girls state basketball tournaments will be canceled. However, spring sports are still in play. Bernie plans on getting with the education superintendent the week of April 6th and have a decision made by April 10th on what exactly they're going to do. If they do spring sports, it's going to be a compressed schedule, and they are still going to try to have sectional regionals and states on the same dates, is my understanding. Want to make it clear, coaches, you cannot allow any athlete to practice or work out at any school or team facility because they need to be supervised. Therefore, coaches are liable. You let them in. And it was pointed out to me when I was asking some questions that not only are you liable for any injuries that may take place during those workouts or practices, you are liable if one of your players or one of your coaches is a carrier of the coronavirus and gives it to your other players. So please don't take those chances. Give your players individual workouts for them to do at home, and just encourage them to watch film that they can, or send out things that you want them to do or you want them to look at. Along the same lines, right now, no spring player can be playing or practicing travel AAU or with a club team and still be eligible. And so let me break that down in simple terms for players that are listening. Players, if you attend a practice or go to a game of travel, AAU, or club, you are immediately ineligible for that sport. So, baseball players, if they would rule that we can start baseball back up at the high school level and you have already started practicing with your travel baseball team, then you are automatically ineligible for your high school team. So please, 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 please do not do that. Want to make you guys aware of something fun that is up and ready for you guys. Coalfields and Company has put up the best teams in football in each class from the 2010s, and they have some great teams on there. So all you do is there is a post on West Virginia Overtime in Twitter and on Facebook, or you can go to Coalfields and Company, and all you have to do is click on their link, and it will take you to their website where you get to choose winners of the AAA brackets that you think were the best teams, winners of the AA brackets that you think are the best teams, winner of the single A brackets that you think are the best teams, and they move on to the next round. And all you do is hit submit, and it will be calculated up. One thing that I just now posted and want to make sure that you guys are aware of is yesterday, NBA shooting coach Dave Love. Now, I post a lot of information from him, and I am on his mailing list. NBA coach Dave Love has been at this, I think, 25, 30 years. He was with Chris Oliver from Basketball Immersion yesterday. They did a Q&A about shooting yesterday. They had over 100 coaches, 150 coaches, somewhere around there. And what they did is they taped it, and the link is on West Virginia Overtime Twitter and Facebook that you guys can click on, and you can see his discussion on how to teach shooting and some troubleshooting aspects that you need to look at in your players' shots. Maybe something good. If you look at it, you see that your kids can handle it at the level that they're at. Maybe something that you shoot out and let your kids watch. Let them experience that an NBA shooting coach is saying the same exact thing that you are saying, and therefore they should also listen to you. I sent it out yesterday, and I got a lot of questions on it. I retweeted it and then posted it twice on West Virginia Overtime. I have not posted it today. Tim Knight, Kight, has posted that all this week he is going to be broadcasting a free 75-minute webinar, and it is going to be on his E+R=O, which is his events plus responses equal outcomes. Tim is the one that worked with Urban Meyer not only at the University of Florida, but mostly at Ohio State University to help turn that culture around and get players to understand that it is their responses to the event that is going on that will allow them to have a winning outcome. He is going to be broadcasting this every day this week at noon on his YouTube channel. Now, that link, again, is on West Virginia Overtime's Facebook page and Twitter page. However, if you can't find it, you can always message me or just go to YouTube and type in Tim, Kight, and this is not basketball related. This is any program. Like I said, he worked with Urban Meyer. It's football, basketball, track, softball, baseball, whatever you want to use it for. He even works with businesses and different companies about their outcomes and how to get those outcomes according to their responses. One thing that you guys probably need to be aware of on B-Ball Breakdown's YouTube site. Let me say that again. It is B-Ball Breakdown. On their YouTube site, I followed them throughout the coaching season. They also have a podcast. They broke down Duke versus Butler from 2010, and most of you probably remember it because of the crazy ending that was going on. They also had Shelvin Mack from Butler there, and he was talking about his experiences, what he was thinking at different parts of the game, what Coach Brad Stevens said to them, how they reacted, and responses to losing that game to Duke and costing them the national championship. On that, you may want to save that YouTube site because he has made a commitment that on that site throughout this coronavirus pandemic, he is going to be doing many breakdowns of different sets using college teams and NBA teams. He's going to be talking about different defenses along with certain games, or doing them by certain player. People were asking for The New York Knicks player, I believe his name is Bernard King. I do remember him vaguely. He was in my childhood, but I do remember him being a legend and being absolutely unbelievable. So people were asking for him to take clips and break it down so that they could show their teams. So you may want to make a note of that and see how he breaks down film, because he's going to be talking about that, what kind of clips he shows players and how he teaches them what exactly they're seeing when they're seeing it. So, like I said, that is B Ball Breakdown, and it's on YouTube. Starting off on March 14th, I posted Cody Hughes. He gave out his training program with limited equipment that he sent to every one of his players. It was doing different kinds of jumps, doing sprints, doing lunges, working out with the jump rope, etc., jumping jacks, things like that. So you may want to look at that if your kids are looking for something to do. John Beck also posted some at-home workouts, and he has now reposted. I just saw it before I jumped on here to do this podcast, so it will be up on West Virginia Overtime soon. He posted 2 workouts yesterday, I believe, and people asked, could they give them 6? And so that is what he did. He came up with 6 different workouts for them to do every day of the week and take one day off. And like I said, those will be posted on West Virginia Overtime soon. His, from glancing at him, included like mountain climbers and burpees, squats, just different things like that. Justin Clark, a lot of you guys talked to me or wrote me that you guys actually liked his workout, especially for younger kids, for midget leaguers, for middle schoolers. What he is having his kids do is use a deck of cards, and what it is hearts are push-ups, diamonds are pull-ups, spades are sit-ups, clubs are body squats, and the number that they flip over is how many they have to do. Aces are 11, and all face cards are, of course, 10. So if they pull out a 7 of hearts, they would do 7 push-ups. And they go through different decks of cards. You can have them do a certain number of cards. You can have them go halfway. I guess you could always have them do 52 different ones. I don't know what you want to do. That is up to you, Coach. I also wanted to bring attention to you guys that there is a free webinar that's going to take place March 19th at noon. March 19th at noon. And it is going to be called Game On, a Season of Choice. And what it is going to be about is how to help our teams leave their mark on this time of absence of the season. I believe there's going to be 2 different presenters throughout this program, this webinar, and they are going to be talking about what our players are feeling, about losing their seasons, and kind of what kind of choices can they make to make their own season and make sure that they get better. It is supposed to be a very good webinar. I encourage all of you always to go back and listen to West Virginia Sports News' interview that they did with Huntington St. Joe's girls basketball players. I believe they interviewed 6 of them on March 15th at 7 p.m. You can go to West Virginia Sports News' website. They have that posted up there if you would like to listen to what the girls said about being at the tournament and finding out things. It is also posted at West Virginia Overtime, both Twitter and Facebook, because I want to definitely support those kids and support West Virginia Sports News. They do a lot for our kids. Wanted to make you guys aware, Baller TV, that's singular, not plural, it on YouTube is uploading new games daily. They are supposed to be updating high school, AAU, travel teams. They weren't sure how many college games they had in their vault or that they could get their hands on. But that is going to be free. So if your kids are looking to see some different athletes throughout the nation, you can always tell them to watch Baller TV's YouTube channel. And like I said, they're going to be updating daily different games that they're going to be offering. I want to draw your attention to, because I know a lot of you see when I put on there Coach Mike's daily emails, but I want to draw your attention to the email that was for March 15th. I know a lot of you may or may not have read that or passed that on, but what it does is it talks about players that say they're practicing 6 hours or they're practicing 11 hours. You know, they're going out in the driveway and they're shooting, or they're hitting a tennis ball up against a wall for 6 hours, or, you know, they had a buddy come over and they took snaps for 3 hours and threw, hooks for 3 hours. Whatever. It talks about how they say they're grinding, but when you walk in, they may or may not be. And how it is better for them to do a structured 45-minute workout that you give them, telling them to do things at game speed. For 45 minutes, that they'll actually learn more. They'll progress in their skill development and be concentrated on it for 45 minutes rather than just going and kind of playing around for 3 hours or 6 hours or 11 hours or whatever they're telling you how hard they're grinding. So I encourage you guys to read that, or even, you may want to send it out to some of your players or anything like that. Posted by Philip C. S-E-E, posted by Philip C. I put it also up on the Facebook page, but you're looking for a retweet from him. He linked to a YouTube channel, and he did not say whose YouTube channel that was. I don't know if it's his or someone else's, but that has about 30 old state championship games on this particular YouTube channel that is public that he linked to, and they are from the late 1980s all the way up to the early 2000s. He is in the process of trying to find more. He is wanting to find the dynasty that, my mind is going blank, but the dynasty that happened in the 70s in basketball, he is wanting to find some of their games, I know, and put them up there. So you guys may want to check that out if there is a certain team you want them to watch, or maybe even a certain team from your high school that you coach at that is on there. You may want them to see how, the people in the stands that root them on, why they do that and why they expect so much out of them because they have a state championship ring. I also want to tell you guys to be on the watch out. It is my understanding, I saw Kurt Hines talk about it. He is a nationally known football coach. I believe he coaches at Coronado. He is on football Twitter trying to get different coaches that he knows and who know somebody else to put together a online football clinic. And as soon as I have that information, I will definitely be putting that up. I have not heard anything about baseball, softball, volleyball, track, anything like that. The only online clinic that I have heard of that is definitely taking place is the basketball one that I'm going to tell you about it here in a minute. But it is my understanding they are in the process of putting together a football one. The Glazer football clinics, I have heard rumors from different people that they are also going to be trying to put on a webinar, PowerPoint presentation, or some kind of clinic online for people during this time of the coronavirus pandemic. But anyway, I want to make sure that you guys know that Chris Oliver, who runs Breakthrough Basketball, he has 23 years of coaching experience with a winning percentage of 75%. He's going to be talking to Gannon Baker, who has been a basketball skills coach for semi-pro professional teams over in Europe and professional teams here, obviously the NBA in the United States. They are going to be having a talk about different basketball subjects on March 18th. Which is Wednesday at noon, and you have to sign up for that. It's my understanding they are going to limit the spots. This is the last thing that I am going to talk about, and I think it is one of the most exciting things and one of the things that I want all of you guys to take advantage of if at all possible. I am already signed up and cannot wait for Thursday. They are going to do a virtual basketball coaches clinic starting Thursday, March 19th. They already have over 50 coaches giving talks. They added, I believe, 12 more last night. So make sure you look through it. I am also going to tell you, if you coach another sport, such as football, such as baseball, such as softball, volleyball, wrestling, lacrosse, all of that, this is free. You may want to sign up for it and pick and choose the talks that you listen to. It is my understanding that if you sign up and you are attending another session at that time, or you cannot make that session because maybe you're teaching or you've got something going on, because you signed up, you can have access to that talk up until April 4th. So I am encouraging coaches to sign up. They are going over everything from practice planning, how to develop culture in your team, how to be organized while you're coaching, to dribble drive offense, to pipeline defense, to how to run last second plays or options. There are, I believe, 3 different people talking about how to advance in your career, how to prepare for interviews. That's the reason why I'm encouraging other sports coaches. You may want to look through them and see if anything looks like it may be able to pertain to your particular sport. I would think practice planning would possibly pertain to your sport, delegation, things like that. So I am encouraging you guys to do that. I also want to tell you guys of some West Virginians are taking place and have been asked to be speakers. UC and Marshall's ex-basketball coach, Greg White, is going to be doing a talk on the screening game. Donnie Jones, who is from Point Pleasant and now the head coach of Stetson, is going to be talking about how to build your program your first year. How to set everything up from the get-go, how to build and install your culture in your program in your first year. Bob Starkey, who is from Winfield, he is now the women's assistant basketball coach at Texas A&M. Before that, he was LSU's men's basketball coach when Shaquille O'Neal and Chris Jackson played there, and then he became LSU's women's assistant coach and now is at Texas A&M. His talk is going to be things I have learned along my journey, and I look forward to that. I love listening to him talk, and so I am getting pretty excited about that. Jim Boone, also from Winfield, is going to be doing 2 different talks. He is one of them that was added last night. His first talk is going to be breaking down the pipeline defense and how to actually get that installed, how to teach that, words you should use, and how what kinds of drills you should be using. His second talk is how pipeline defense should defend different types of screens that are set and the screening action and how your players communicate to get through that. So I think those are going to be really interesting. Another one that I am interested in, I actually met him. For those of you who don't know, I root for Florida. I was a Billy Donovan fan. And a Steve Spurrier fan. Please don't hold it against me. But his manager, actually, on his championship teams in 2006-2007, has worked his way up from a manager to an assistant coach. He is now the head coach at the University of Massachusetts, and he is actually going to be talking about Billy Donovan's spread pick and roll offense that he ran at the University of Florida and now runs part of at Oklahoma City. So I think it is going to be an awesome virtual basketball clinic. You're going to see people from Georgia Tech, Arizona State, Wichita State, Arkansas, Davidson. The Seattle Storms coach is going to be there. Stanford, Yale, Matt Doherty, who used to coach at North Carolina, is going to be talking. They're going to have an ESPN recruiting analysis guy talking about recruiting. I think it's going to be wonderful, and like I said, it starts Thursday, March 19th, and you've got to sign up, because when you sign up for a particular session, they send you an email and it has your personal link in order to get into that session. So I hope this has helped. I'm sorry that I was trying to keep it to 20 minutes and I'm now at 33. I am extremely sorry. I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. I hope this gave you a heads up of some of the news updates, some of the things that we are putting up at West Virginia Overtime, and how please check our Facebook page and our Twitter retweets. They're not all motivational quotes or things to just do with basketball. They're about our players. And so please, if you like this, I may put a poll up on Twitter later on or something like that. But if you like having a news and updates podcast once a week that you can listen to for 15 or 20 minutes, like I said, while you're driving or while you're eating lunch or something like that, I don't care to do one for you guys and kind of give you guys updates of what's coming up or what's happening in the state of West Virginia or in your particular sport or whatever. Please subscribe to our podcast if you haven't already in your podcast catcher of choice, whether it's Apple Podcasts, it's Google Podcasts, it's Spotify, Pocket Casts, whatever. We are on pretty much all of them. If we are not on your platform, let me know. I'll get on it. But please, please, please subscribe to us. If you want to leave us a review, you can go to Podchaser and leave us a review, but you do not have to. I just want to give you, your players, and your parents as much information as I possibly can to make them not only better players, but better people. And like I said, you can always write me at wvovertime@gmail.com if you guys want me to continue doing these updates or just doing emergency updates or whatever. If you like this kind of platform, please, like I said, just let me know and I will be more than happy to do it for you guys. I hope to talk to you soon.